Hello, hello, my dear friends, you've reached Elena's bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. She'll help improve your fitness, but there's also so much more. 'Cause here are just a few things that this channel has in store. There's bar and there's Pilates and there's belly dancing too. And many styles of yoga, so I'm sure there's one for you. Then watch her practice piano string from right within her home. She's in such big condition, she'll outrun the metronome. Elena's bar, Elena's bar. They're the best place on the internet, the very best by far. It's not just the piano, but the ukulele too. The guitar and violin are even more that she can do. She does so many different things, it's hard not to lose track. I nearly didn't mention that she posts on her Substack. Elena's bar, Elena's bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. Yet controversial topics may be brought up for discussion, but try not to provoke her or she'll swear at you in Russian. And sometimes certain topics can make quite a big impression. So remember, you take part at your own risk and your discretion. Elena's bar, Elena's bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far. You might even meet Anita if you're quite a loyal fan. She's got a fixed male cat, but she's so desperate for a man. We've really got it all, then you couldn't ask for more. So sit right back and watch Elena shave a 3 or 4. Elena's bar, Elena's bar. The best place on the internet, the very best by far.
Hello, hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to Elena's Bar and the Resurgence of Sanity. Today I have Steve with me. How are you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great.
You're doing great. Looks like Twitter blocked me again, guys. I'm just telling you that I don't know what's going on. Maybe somebody wasn't happy with what I posted or responded to some comments.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Elena saying something that offends people. Gee, I'm shocked.
I was just about to share the link to this live stream on Twitter, and it says that you need to authenticate yourself again because you are blocked. Thank you, Twitter. Thank you so much. Jesus. So much freedom of speech, right?
Yeah.
It's only for protected classes. You have all the freedom you get, but if you are calling somebody's bullshit out, you're not allowed to do that. It's the second time it's happened to me. Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, today we have a video, and Nick is not with us today. We hope to have him next week, and maybe even my husband. Let's get into this video. It's on Instagram. It's from a single cat lady, as far as I understood. I watched it a few weeks ago. So we are going to go through it, and then Steve, if you want to add the comments, just tell me. I'm going to stop it, okay?
Okay.
So let's do this. And as you can see, guys, here, can you see the comments I left for her? I just can't help myself. Anyway, let's watch it. Let's watch it, guys. Oh, and please, before we start, remember to please like and subscribe. Tell us what you think about the video. Leave your comments in the comment section or in the chat. We are going to check your comments shortly after we are done here, okay? So let's do it. Oops. Let me unmute.
Today a bit reluctantly, but I'm doing it anyway because so many of you have been asking questions and so many of you have been writing into the website. I'm also doing it for the sake of transparency with you, my worldwide community. When our community manager posted a video this past week about our team needing men who feel like their calling is protection to join our mission and community, I have to admit that it upset me greatly to see just how taboo it is to voice your needs directly, when this is essentially what I keep trying to teach people to do. But after that post aired, basically everyone was abuzz about whether, in addition to looking for men to join our community, I was also looking for a partner. Basically, a debate is now raging over whether I am currently single or not. Well, the answer is yes. I am currently single. This week, I have become very aware that people have a projection of me that I already have all my needs met in life, and this couldn't be further from the truth.
Well, she announces all of her needs directly, like she says, and yet her needs are not being met. Steve, what do you think about this?
Well, that's predictable.
Is it?
Ask any woman. Are all your needs being met? And they'll say, no. I mean, isn't that impossible to meet a woman's needs?
If we're talking about delusional women, yes, I would say, because they always add on to that list of things that they want and then they need.
Okay. What percentage of women are delusional?
Most of them.
So when I say you're not going to find a woman who says her needs are met, okay, I'm speaking in a broad generality that only covers 95 to 99% of women. Yes, there is those few rare women who might not be delusional and might say, hey, you know what? I've evaluated my needs. My needs are being met. No, not all my wants are being met, but some of those are frivolous, and wants are not needs. But most women are so delusional that their wants and needs
are the same,
are in the same category.
Yeah, this is what I see is happening a lot on social media, guys. Well, let's keep watching. Okay, let's keep watching.
People also seem to expect that if I don't have my needs met, I should get them met the normal way and the traditional way, rather than reaching out to the people who already support my work, which my entire life is centered around. The issue with this expectation is multifold, but this issue with the normal approach is that it doesn't work for public figures. This is something that people do not understand unless they either become a public figure themselves or they form a close enough relationship with a public figure to see these insider realities and issues. But rather than waste this video on explaining these realities, I would like to explain that finding the right male counterpart partner for me is not easy at all. How do I say this? I do not live anywhere near a normal life, and in alignment with this, the type of relationship I'm needing and looking for is not a normal relationship. When you are a public figure and when people know you from watching you on a screen like this in a professional mode, what happens is that everyone has an overlay about who you are. By the way, if you want to understand more about what that means, you can watch the video that I did on YouTube about overlays. Okay, but based on the overlay that they have about you, what happens is that they imagine what it would be like to be in a relationship with you. And the vast majority of the time, they are totally wrong. The reality is that...
Stop it here.
They don't know.
Okay. The overlay. On the Resurgence of Sanity, I led the discussion on the mask she wears. Okay, well, an overlay, I think it's a mask.
Yeah.
She's wearing a mask, and that's what she's projecting. Okay, so people then form an opinion of her. And Pearl, I didn't watch the stream, but the topic of parasocial relationships came up. And it's natural. You watch somebody on YouTube, and it's like they are my friend. I understand them. I form an opinion of them, and it's a one-way relationship. You have some one-way intimacy with them. You might even be infatuated with them and have an opinion, and you know, at times it leads to fantasies about, hey, I like that person and what I see, but it's an overlay. It's a mask. You don't know the real person. So yeah, she's talking about this, but she's using a positive term, overlay, instead of a mask. She's
Mhm.
masking her true self and projecting a persona. Yeah, it's not the real her.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep watching.
Know you at all. And so what they're in love with is this false picture of you that they have in their head. Because of this, the type of relationship that they want with you does not match who you really are on a personal level.
And what she wants from that
Hey!
relationship.
Damn it. Isn't this just what I said?
Exactly. So your expectations from that relationship are probably much higher than the person
What?
who's watching here.
She's blaming them for getting the false impression.
Instead
Not
of
realizing
considering herself, what
she's
kind of image she's
projecting
putting out.
the wrong
Mhm.
impression because of the mask she's wearing. So she is accountable for that.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay, let's keep watching.
Nor what it's like to be in a relationship with you, right? And let's be honest, people are almost never picturing the type of relationship which that person, who is the public figure, me in this case, is actually needing and wanting. Also, most people have entirely the wrong idea about what the right relationship for someone like me is. For example, I notice they tend to imagine a kind of king for a queen dynamic, that the right partner for someone like me would be a uber powerful man in the world who, for lack of a better word, is focused on his own passions and successes. They don't seem to do the math that this kind of power couple dynamic makes it so that neither partner is actually there for each other. The two of them have separate focuses and very separate lives. They only come together for these intersections. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. This is my nightmare. Given my unique nature, the pressures of my career, which are just so insane, the way I work and how I engage with the world, the truth is I only thrive in a very deeply together life with a partner who is fully present and super available and whose energy is dedicated to what...
Okay, guys, what is she saying here? What is she saying here? A man is
I'm a
supposed
boss.
to be a simp, right? He's supposed to pedestalize her. He's supposed to give up his life for her. Isn't it what
Well,
she's saying?
she's saying, I'm a boss, babe.
Yeah. Mhm. They all do that. Okay, let's keep watching.
we are doing in the world together, and who can really be there for me in and with.
Say, like, be my emotional tampon, right?
See, she's looking for a man who can be there for her.
Mm-hmm.
The thought has not crossed her mind that she needs to be a woman who is there for her man. He keeps talking about partner. I'm looking for a partner. I'll tell you this, as a man, I don't fucking want a partner. No way. Because my opinion is if it's a partnership, the woman is going to use her emotions and manipulation to say, well, if you're here for me and if you really love me, you will listen to what I say and do what I want. Therefore, if it's a partnership, the man is the junior partner.
Junior. Oh, Steve! Nick is here in the house. Great to see you, Nick. Thank you. Thank you for watching us.
Yeah, hi, Nick.
We miss you, Nick. Okay, yeah, guys, and also the only partner that could be your ideal man is the simp. because there is no way a real man, a masculine man, would tolerate this crap.
So, my advice to others, don't just banish that word. When you're dating somebody and you introduce them, don't say, this is my partner. No, this is my man or this is my woman.
Simple.
And yeah, it might trigger people, but don't give them the impression that you're in a partnership relationship, because you know what? Partnerships always dissolve.
Partnership is just a code language for women. I'm presiding, you are my slave. This is how I view it. I'm here in charge. I just want some subservient slave who will do what I want him to do, who will be there for me, and then all of the crap that she was saying there. Okay, let's keep watching here.
That's the pressures and the challenges and the pains and the joys that arise every single day. I also only thrive with a partner who thrives in community living, which, by the way, is pretty rare to find. Because of this and so much more, I require a relationship dynamic that is rather unconventional. For another example, many people imagine that I would enjoy a kind of goddess worship or servant dynamic, where a man is underneath me doing my bidding. After all, many people have this perception of me as being very independent and even dominant in relationships, based off of how confident and how strong I am and I come across in my profession. But in reality, I am quite the opposite in relationships, in fact.
They all say it, Steve. I've noticed, like, they can be this soft, fuzzy pussycat for the right man, but then they are these evil bitches at work, both babes. How can you be so with so much cognitive dissonance? It must be really, really hard for you.
Well, yeah, maybe. But remember, she's a special snowflake.
Yeah, right.
So she needs that special kind of man who can fit into her life to meet her needs. And she's different than all the other women. So, yeah, she's special.
Right. And there are so many special, every single woman literally out there on the internet who says the same thing, that I can be a boss babe at work, but then when I'm at home, I will put another shield on, I will put another mask on. Could you call it a mask? Also, we don't know who she actually is if she keeps changing the masks so often. Like at work, she's one thing, in the house she's another thing. Like, where is her true self? Like, who is she in the reality?
Her true self is, she wants the man to lead where she wants him to lead her, so she doesn't have to take accountability, and she can just go with the flow, unless she's going in a place that she doesn't want to go. And then he's supposed to listen to her and let her indicate what he should do. So the biggest analogy of this, I think, is still in the BDSM community, where they call it topping from the bottom. And I haven't found a better description than that concept. You got the dom and the submissive, but the submissive tells the dom what to do and how to dominate the submissive. Yeah, well, it's, if you understand it that way, it's a simple concept. And no, folks, I'm widely read and I understand the dynamics, but no, that's not my lifestyle.
Yeah. It's like she's looking for a man who also must wear a mask, where he is dominant, but yet on demand. When she requires him to be a simp and worship her and be there for her, he can change it and be that kind of man on demand, on a whim. So she wishes,
Well, yeah.
you know,
The man should be in tune with her needs.
yeah.
Notice nothing she says implies that she should be in tune with what her man, her theoretical man needs. Not about that.
Of course not. It's always about what a man brings to her, and then they are the pickers. They are choosing the winners. Let's say, as if they are such a prize.
Oh, yes, yes, absolutely. She's choosing the wieners.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making fun of your Russian accent. You said winner. I said wiener.
Winner.
She's choosing the hot dog she eats.
Sorry, guys. English is my second language. Anyway, let's keep watching. Let's keep watching before Steve embarrasses me completely.
In my personal relationships, I am not actually independent, and the people closest to me take the lead. You could say the more dominant position, and I'm more than content with that dynamic. I prefer it, and I especially prefer it in a partnership dynamic, as it allows.
Okay, these two terms, I think if Nick was here with us, he would call it out, because she uses the word partnership, which really contradicts the man leading in the relationship.
Yep. She wants a dominant partner.
Yep.
It's would we call that an oxymoron?
I think so. Yeah.
Kind of like fried ice.
Mm-hmm. These two concepts, they cancel each other out. Yeah, you can't have a partnership and a man who leads in that relationship, and this is what they don't realize. Okay, Nick wrote something to us. She wants to be railed out, still wear the pants sometimes.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's trying to invent her own special relationship dynamic instead of looking to tradition and tried and true and her nature and what works in being able to give what the man needs and take a certain role. She wants to flex the role,
Mm-hmm.
and the man has to be perceptive enough to flex with her. So is it any wonder that she's alone if she's looking for the type of man that basically doesn't exist?
Gosh, are you saying she's looking for a unicorn?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they are mad. They are mad at the world that there is no such man that they are looking for, you know? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's keep watching here. It gets funnier.
Allows me to be in this state of open feminine receptivity that is necessary for me to bring forth the information and creations that I then share with the world. What does all this boil down to? I need a great deal more containment, caretaking, and positive ownership than most women do. To borrow a term, my ideal partner is most comparable to a caretaker dom. On top of this, any partner of mine has to be completely obsessed with self-awareness and not perceive constant feedback and reflection as criticism. You think it's
okay? So here they all say this, by the way, that it's okay for them to criticize the man or give him constructive criticism, as they call it, but they are so reluctant to receive some feedback from the man or anybody else.
Yeah.
Really.
I described it. Yeah, I said where she's going to go, and then she goes and says it. I mean, I'm pretty much right on target on this.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep watching.
It's hard to be in the hot seat on stage with me or at a week-long retreat. Try being with me every single day. It's a level of intensity that a person can only take if they are obsessed with.
Okay, here is the red flag, and women complain that there are no men for them. Well, when you scare men this way, when you say that you are unbearable, basically, this is what she said, right? The level of intensity that's required to be in the relationship with me is just insane. It will blow your mind. It's a struggle. So why would men, let's assume she wants a high value man, or the man with some social status, with some money, because she has her clout, right? She makes her own money. She's strong and independent. Why would he want to choose her? Why would he want to pick her? Why would he want to commit to her, this combative, entitled bitch?
Well, can I summarize what she's saying?
Go for it. Yeah.
I'm an emotional basket case. It takes a special man to deal with me.
And women they tell on themselves. You just let them run, and then they will tell on themselves. This is why, gentlemen, you should not consider her, because she's not. She will just drain you mentally, financially, probably also, and maybe even physically. Okay, let's keep watching.
This truth and self-awareness, and will choose to lean into the discomfort that we all know comes with that. It's really tricky for me as a spiritual figure to risk being transparent about my temporal, human, especially female relationship needs. I've been discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
He says it's really risky for me to reveal who I really am. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
She basically admitted, I wear a mask. But underneath my mask, I'm a fucking basket case.
Yeah. Most of them are, guys. Well, let's keep watching.
By my team and by many other people in this industry regarding being too authentic. Why? Because people use anything and everything to disqualify, and in this day and age, anything and everything to cancel. At the same time, I want to be an example of both authenticity and the integration between.
Yet she's wearing a mask, and she says that she wants to be authentic. How can you be authentic if you are wearing a mask all the time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Jeez. Okay.
Too risky to be authentic.
Well, it is, but then she keeps saying that she's wearing a mask, and as we found out, underneath the mask, she is a basket case.
Right.
Huge red flags here. No wonder why nobody wants her. Okay, let's keep watching.
Temporal and spiritual. People expect me, both as a spiritual figure and as a female with power, to spread the message. I don't need anything but me. That I don't need a partnership, much less need a man. I'm also expected to give other women the message that they don't need one either. But as many of you know from the content that I share and from the interviews I've done, that this is not a message that I agree with, nor is it one that I am willing to propagate. I find it deeply unhealthy for this idea to be floating around human society for so many reasons. So let's just say that I'm no exception to what I teach. I do need and want men in my life, and I do need and want a male partner. So hopefully this settles all the debate going on and makes you feel more included in my heart and included in my life. Have a good week. Hi there.
So, okay. Do you want to go back to something, Steve, or shall I remove her?
I'll remove her.
Okay.
We decoded what she said.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen enough of this that I could explain what she was emoting. She used a lot of words. Okay, this is a perfect example of listen to the emotions and the meaning behind the words. And she basically reveals everything. She is leaking information for anyone who can just slow down and hear what she's meaning. Now, it's easy to do this when you're watching a video. You can stop it, you can reflect on it. It's a lot harder to do this when you're face to face with a woman. As a man, when you're face to face with a woman, she's going on and on and on, and you're trying to figure out what the point is. Okay, what was the point of everything she was saying?
Well, that it's not her fault and people just don't get it.
The entire point was, I'm special.
Special, yeah.
I'm not going to show you who I really am because this is a persona, but I need a man who's going to do this, that, and the other thing, and he's a unicorn, and I'm not happy.
Oh, did you see the comment I left for her?
I did, yeah.
What do you think about women choosing? They actually choose to be single by pursuing their career, by doing all of the feminist things that society tells them to do. Be a strong and independent woman. You don't need no man, and then they are all craving for that special partner because biology still prevails and there is nothing they can do there, right? They still want a man. When women have clouds and this is something that they are pursuing, they are a red flag. They are a huge red flag because their priorities are all messed up. They are concerned more about the clout, the attention that they get, rather than being in a relationship with the man.
I'm going to challenge you on that. Do women actually choose to be single?
They have agency, don't they?
Well, yes and no. Women have agency, but that requires them to be accountable. Women never have almost never have the self-discipline to accept their accountability. They always project it on something else. Do you remember, I don't know, a few months ago, we did the stream and I brought up the joke of the husband store?
Yes.
Do you remember that one?
Yes, I remember that one.
Okay, the joke of the husband store. Okay, you go to this, a woman chooses, I want to find a husband. I'm going to go to the husband store. And on the first floor, you find, average men who have a job.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's not good enough. I want to go to the next floor. I want to find a better man. So she goes to the next better man. These men have jobs and are handsome. I think I can do better. Go to the next floor. These men earn 6 figures and are handsome. I don't know. I want to have kids. So she goes to the next floor. These men earn 6 figures, are handsome, and love children. I can probably do better. Oh, these men are good in bed, earn 6 figures,
And they
love children,
Mm-hmm.
and are handsome. I don't know. I probably can do better. Goes up to the next floor. You are the 64,365,000 and one first woman to visit this store. There are no men on this store. Okay, so she leaves. Did she choose to be single and celibate? Hell no, she chose. She wanted a husband. He was just too damn fussy.
Well,
And
she
so
still
she's
chose to
she's
be.
alone because of that.
Well, still, she chose to be delusional and entitled because she believes that she deserves better. If she was down to earth with her objective sexual market value and say, okay, I'm not perfect here, right? I analyze what I am. I don't have the looks, let's say. I don't have this, I don't have that, all of the things that men might want, right? And then like, okay, maybe I can align myself with some decent guy who will want to be in a relationship with me, right? But he's not going to be the top guy out there.
Women don't choose to be delusional. They are delusional. And okay, I'm going to
Oh,
say
and
something
why are they delusional, Steve?
because they were born that way.
No, it's because they didn't have self-discipline, because nobody held them accountable, and because they
Oh,
refused
okay.
to challenge themselves and their beliefs.
No, they don't refuse. Okay, we're kind of on the same page here. I just have a slight different
Okay.
distinction. The father imposes discipline and boundaries on the child, the woman, and basically says, no,
Yes.
you're not doing that shit. You're accountable. No, here's the consequences for your behavior. No, he uses that word, no.
Mm-hmm.
And so then she reflects on that and she learns self-discipline. And that learning comes from her experience. Without that experience, there is nothing. She lacks the formation or even the capability
So then
to
let me.
impose self-discipline on herself. It has to come from experience and the external force, which is the father. And we don't have women raised, well, a lot of times there is no father present, or he's a weak man and mom wears the pants in the family. So
Exactly. So let me
she's
rephrase.
delusional, and her delusion is affirmed throughout her whole upbringing, and she's special and she's the princess. No,
Well,
it
let me
doesn't lead to
rephrase.
good women.
Let me rephrase what you just said. So they are made that way. They are made to be delusional. They are raised to be delusional, because it comes from
Sure.
the external force. It comes from our society or the restrictions and boundaries that fathers place on them.
No, a little bit different. God created women as delusional creatures. And they start in delusion, and the father guides them. And with boundaries, he teaches them self-discipline. It's not the environment that creates the delusion. It's the lack of correction in their upbringing that doesn't discipline the delusion out of her.
I see. Nick says that his daughter didn't like hearing that. I don't like hearing that either. Haha. I know. Oh, geez. Well, because like this is why women need the restraining order. This is why women need patriarchy. They need
Well,
men to tell them no. They need men to tell them no, because if they are born delusional, right? If they are created delusional, then if you let the delusion run, then we will end up in a mess. We will end up where we are right now.
right. I mean, did I like this conclusion I came to? No. Did I try to avoid this conclusion? Yes.
Mhm.
Could I ultimately avoid it? No, because it seems to play out time and time again.
You know what, Steve? As much as I don't like hearing it, I would agree. I would agree that women are born delusional. If it wasn't for my dad, I don't know where I would be, because he was telling me no, and then that my husband keeps telling me no. Well, but then actually women can learn how to like restrain themselves over time with self-discipline, and yeah, they probably can make better choices if they have
Right.
some self-discipline in them.
Women, it's been my observation that women understand everything through their experience. So if you present something, a decision or the future, which requires thinking outside of their experience, they'll have a very difficult time doing it. And they will interpret what they think the future is by their past experience. And
Mhm.
I call that concrete thinking. Whereas men, a lot of men, have the ability for abstract thinking. Oh, something new. I reflect on what I've learned and my experience. Gee, that doesn't really apply to this future thing.
Yeah.
It just doesn't apply. So I'm going to have to process and mentally think about what it means. And that's going beyond, that's abstract thinking, beyond my personal experience. Women are not very skilled at that. And
It's not to
yes, you
say
can
they can't
find
do it. You can find a few, maybe. I've actually probably
you
met a
can
couple.
find some women who can do it
Mm-hmm.
sometimes.
Sometimes.
But that same woman who has the ability to think abstractly. Let's say she's got a scientist, STEM engineering type mind. Yes, she can think that way. But if she gets emotional, she's going to revert back to female behavior.
Yeah.
And then, okay, she may be able to think that way in certain areas of her life, but when it comes to relationships and emotions and satisfaction, no, she's going to be just like the typical woman.
Exactly.
There
'Cause
are no unicorn women out there.
so true, so true. I often tell my husband when he calls out my BS, let's say, did you want to be married to a man? Yeah, I agree with you. As sad as it sounds, ladies, we are all delusional. Yeah, and if we have
No,
nobody to tell us no and place boundaries, standards, and expectations on us, this will lead us to chaos because eventually women will spiral themselves. What was the word you were using in our previous live streams when you say that if she's wound up with your emotions and the man doesn't do anything about it, what will she do? You know?
yeah, she's going to try and project the fault or the blame on him
Hmm.
and then develop a narrative. So, what's my advice? Same advice to both men and women. Don't look for the type of opposite that doesn't exist. Man, you think you're looking, oh, I've had enough of these delusional, messed up, promiscuous, whatever women. I
Mm-hmm.
want to go out and find a rational woman.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Okay, yeah, they don't exist.
Pretty
So
much.
stop looking for one.
Yeah.
You can find a better woman, but not a perfect woman who has the traits you're looking
Okay.
for.
I
And
can.
so the same thing with women looking for a man. Don't look for the type of man that doesn't exist.
Yeah, and I wanted to add on to your point. Trying to find a rational woman, they don't exist. The best you can do is to find a woman who is willing to listen to you, who will respect you, and who had a dad who taught her how to be self-disciplined and how to
I
have
would
some
agree with that. Yeah.
accountability. Yeah, the best you can do, because all women are delusional, as we've determined here today. It's just how much women listening to their husbands, whether they are complying to their husband's authority. That's what you guys could be looking for in a woman.
Will a potential wife ever listen to her husband if she never listened to her father?
No. No, if she never had a father, or if she never had any respect for her father, and you can kind of tell, even if a woman has a father, watch the dynamics in that relationship. How is the father being treated by her and by her mother? Because I would even look deeper into how her mother treats her father, because then that same dynamics will be replicated in your relationship. Because if your mother disrespects her father, the girl has absorbed all of that, and she will treat her potential future husband the same way her mother treated her father.
Yeah, that's it.
And the same kind of applies to men. If men see, if women see that their father has no respect, he's a simp, he's just doing what the mother tells him to do, then he will be simping for his future wife too. If his father doesn't have the balls to say no to his mother, there is no way a boy is going to learn how to say no to a woman. He might be kicked into his teeth a few times before he realizes, if he realizes it. Most men don't. This is why you see so many men remarry. They don't learn anything from their own mistakes. They make the same mistakes over and over again.
Yeah. And here's the implications. Most men don't figure this out. If you never say no to your woman, she will become as dry as the Sahara Desert.
Yeah, that's so true.
If you don't say no and you just cater to her needs, sorry, you're not leading. He's not going to want to have sex with you.
This is so true, Steve. Yeah, if I can even tell in my relationship, if my husband never said no to me, I wouldn't have any respect for him. I don't respect men who say yes ma'am all the time. And no woman would, even if they say otherwise. And we saw the example of this girl. It all sounds nice on the paper. They all want the man who will agree with them, who will pedestalize them. It's all a mask that they wear. They all say these feminist messages that resonate with them, and then these messages even resonate with most men, I would assume, because men are not taught how to be masculine, how to say no to a woman, how to place boundaries and expectations on a woman, because look into their family dynamics. How were they raised? What was their father doing? So all of these messages that you hear coming from female content creators and male content creators, the relationship gurus, the spirituality gurus, like I think this lady was, she mentioned it in the video somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Like they all
Forget
say
about
the
a
popular thing.
spiritual woman. No,
Yeah, right.
not going there.
Well, but they are all pushing the same feminist ideology, the same types of messages that are leading to the same outcome. At best, you will end up in a partnership relationship where she's presiding and he's her slave. At worst, you will end up being single.
Well, isn't this just ancient wisdom? Genesis 3:16. Now, whether you're Christian or not, let's just use it from a historical standpoint. What was what was said after the fall? Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. Okay, well, what that means is your desire will be to rule over your husband, but he's going to command you. So he's going to strive to become the leader and dominate her husband. But it's not to be that way. There will be strife between the man and the woman, the husband and the wife, some contention, and it's going to take him effort. Rule does not.
Yeah.
And he will rule over you. Hey, guys, rule takes effort.
Yeah.
It takes authority and responsibility. And ruling is a hard thing to do because you don't want to be a tyrant, but you do need to lead. Sometimes it means saying no.
Yeah.
And yeah, your role is to protect your woman. What is the biggest thing a woman needs to be protected from? You have a clue, Alana?
From herself and her delusions.
That's the answer.
Yeah, I know it. I know it. This is why I'm taking it. When my husband calls me out and tells me no, I don't like it. But I say, you know what? He's probably doing it for my best interest in the future. And in most, like in all cases, yeah.
So conceptually, I think you should look at it this way, and I think all women should. When the husband or the father says no, that's enforcing a boundary. Okay, that's like a bubble around her, a protective bubble. Nothing outside can harm her. Her will to go outside of that bubble, nope, that's capped. So now inside that boundary, she has freedom. So if you think of it's your perspective. Don't you have a lot of freedom within the marriage? You just know what the boundaries are.
Yeah.
And if you don't cross the boundaries, you can do what you want.
Yeah, pretty much.
That seems like freedom.
It's restraint, but this is what women need. I don't need the ultimate freedom to do whatever the hell I want because I know that women by nature are chaotic. They will create a lot of damage for themselves. They're self-destructive. If they are not restrained, they will create a lot of damage. And this is what we see is happening right now. They ruin the lives of their ex-husbands. And you know what? The paradox of this whole thing, I said it to my husband yesterday, and I think you guys could dive in deeper on your live streams on Wednesday, maybe. Talk about how women, we gave women the freedom, the ultimate freedom for everything. So now they can marry if they want, they can cheat on their husbands, they can leave their husbands, but then they also get paid for it through alimony, through child support, and then they take the kids away from their husbands. The custody for children is with them. So we just basically, we know that women are delusional by nature, right? We just allowed our delusions, women's delusions, to rule the world. And what do we expect from that? I wonder. Why is the number of criminals skyrocketing from the single mother family households?
Does any good come from giving in to women and catering to their needs and giving them the children and putting them in charge of, oh, no fault divorce. I'm gone. I'm going to take cash and prizes, and you
Mhm.
can't see the kids. Does any good come from empowering women?
No, it's disastrous. And now people are scratching their heads trying to fix the declining birth rates. They say we need to make motherhood great again. We already have so many single mothers. So many single
Does
mothers who are going to ruin their kids' lives because they alienated their kids from their fathers. There is no
okay? Does
fluency, nothing that their kids are going to learn of value.
does empowering women lead to women being happier?
No, this is why they go on these crazy adventures to find happiness, to find themselves, and to fuck some exotic dudes from India or elsewhere.
Oh, Indian dudes, huh?
Well, they are exotic for a Western woman. And they are gurus. Steve, you don't get it. They have that personal, unique experience that these women are looking for. I'm just
Well, yeah, that's true in the yoga community.
yes. These foreigners, they come and they tell you how you should live your lives. And women
Well,
want that they are delusional. They don't have the mind like, okay, this guy has bigger balls than you, guy. I'll go and fuck him instead. You think women are going to be rational there?
no, they're going to go for Mr. Big Balls.
Of course.
Well, yeah, I think you got a pretty good take on things. Uh, we're mostly in agreement. I come at it from the male standpoint. You can come at it from the female standpoint. We reach a consensus, but
Oh,
we approach things from different perspectives.
yeah. Well, but it's good that we challenge each other's ideas, this is what I really love, guys. If you would like to challenge us, and guys on the Resurgence, they're going to tell you the same thing. We need to bring back this good faith debate where ideas are being challenged, because it only improves the ideas, and you can actually find solution. Nick says, got a song stuck in my head. What kind of song are you thinking? Yeah. Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay. Yeah, that's so funny. Well, anyway, guys, I think we are pretty much done here. This was the second video. It's the second part to the previous live stream. If you haven't watched our previous live stream, where there were three of us, Nick, Steve, and I, debunking what that lady and analyzing what that lady was saying, go watch that one. Okay, this is just a
Hey,
continuation.
this is a great point to stop this video because we can do an experiment. We've only been talking for an hour. Let's see if more people watch, because they're more willing to take the time to watch an hour stream than 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that we managed to do it within an hour, actually, because it was a short video too. Anyway, guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe. Tell us what you think about these topics that we are talking about here during our live streams. I'm going to share with you the schedule here really quickly so that you can follow us. And I need to change you guys your schedule for just Wednesdays.
I'll be
Okay?
right back.
On Wednesdays, the guys on the Resurgence of Sanity are having amazing shows. They are very high quality shows. They are doing a lot of work. They are thinking, they are preparing. So please join us on Wednesdays at 5:45 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to change it. I'm going to remove the Monday here. I just didn't get to it yet. And then on Saturdays, join us for interesting, controversial discussions like this with Steve, Nick, and I, and sometimes my husband. And then from Mondays through Fridays and Sundays also, join me for the workouts. Okay. And okay, where is Steve? Where did he go? Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Go subscribe to the Resurgence of Sanity, please, and I'll see you all next time. Oh, Steve, you're right on time to say bye. Do you have
Yeah,
any final
okay.
notes? Any final thoughts? No,
No,
done.
you know what? We're going to start repeating ourselves pretty soon because,
Yeah.
you know, we say the same things over and over, but you got to start at the beginning. You got to get the basics down. Got to understand this stuff, the nature of men and women. You know what? Got to love men for who they are and love women for who they are, and not be looking for someone who is your vision of what they should be, because it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Steve. It was great. I love talking to you guys. I really enjoyed. And I love when you challenge my ideas. I don't take it personally. I actually love it if I throw something and you tell me, have you thought of this? Have you thought of that? So it's really good. I really enjoy it. Okay, guys, see you soon. Remember to please like and subscribe. And until next time, and happy holidays to everyone. Bye.
But
The best place on the internet, the very best by far.